3 is the future.
Welcome, crew, to What Are Your Three, a Channel 3 podcast where we take a member of the Channel 3 community. Well, normally, not tonight. Tonight's going to be multiple. I'm Dan. Ray, do the rest of it.
Well, we got another change up this week. We have a pair of Channel 3 users. It's Ryan Mack and Darth Smeagol together. Smeagol, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good. Ran a couple knockouts, had some fun, ready to talk.
We had a full 24 people in the knockout lobby, which was
very cool.
Suck at Fortnite.
Yes. Nintendo people show up. This is what it is. So we have a special one tonight. Again, we have Smeagol and Ryan Mack. For anyone who doesn't know, Ryan Mack and Smeagol are childhood friends. Is that how far back this goes? How far back does this friendship go? Let's start there.
32 years, just about. Pretty sure it was fall of 93 when we met at the school.
What grade
All
was
right.
that? Smeagol, what grade was that?
Second grade.
Grade 3.
I remember. I
It is grade
was
3.
I was 1.
Oh.
Just happy to hear you were alive.
Bunch of old people over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got Ryan and Smeagol who've grown up together and played video games. So we're going to talk about video games. I got 2 categories. We're going to start games that they've played together on a team, and then we're going to have games that they played against each other. And the first game on our list, Donkey Kong Country 2. Smeagol, I'm going to start with you here. When you start the second game, are you bothered that Donkey Kong is not part of it?
No, but to be fair, Donkey Kong Country 2 was the first one I played. I never played Donkey Kong Country until way after. So it was an issue for me. And I actually, as far as gameplay, I actually enjoy playing as Diddy and Dixie more than I enjoy playing as Donkey Kong. Just their movement is quicker.
Ryan, was this your first one too? Or did you play the original? Or the original Country?
I might have played a couple levels of the original Donkey Kong, but not a whole lot. So it was mostly my first experience as well, was playing that game with Smeagol at his house I remember when he got it, actually. So, and I still like it more to this day. Like, I've always liked it the most of all the DK games from Super Nintendo. So I never really thought twice about DK not being in it. We just had fun with Diddy and Dixie.
So, Smeagol, you owned the game. Ryan, how often are you always going over Smeagol's house? Is that kind of the norm with your guys' relationship, or were you back and forth?
It was, yeah, both. Like, he'd come over, I'd go over. Probably, like, I don't know, all the time. After school, sleep over on a weekend. Probably every month we were doing something like that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Who played what character?
Well, that would always depend on who was first player. So when it was at my place, which growing up it was, I was usually Diddy, he was Dixie. But then when we played it recently at his place on Switch, since it was his place, he was player 1, so he was Diddy and I was Dixie.
Smeagol, do you notice any difference playing on the Switch as opposed to playing on the Super Nintendo?
The only difference I noticed is just being able to rewind, which does make the game much easier than it was as a kid.
Dan's upset. You have upset Dan with that one.
You know what? Listen, I am literally coming off of just saying so I can as played through Sonic 1 and 2 using the rewind functionality, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. It's one thing for these future generations to be soft, but it's another thing when people of my own generation are soft like this. Yeah, we weren't raised this way.
I'll say if the only game that I would want to use a rewind feature, and we don't have it, would be for all the Mega Man X games. just the final sequences because they make you do so
Yeah,
much
do
over
every
again.
boss fight again.
Yeah, that
you
would
got
be the
every,
one.
You got every weapon, so you're fine.
I
Suck
don't
it up.
care.
Suck it up.
It's so long.
His goal was to get the Chaos Emeralds. That was why. So, but still, I just then there's something he was playing later. He's like, "Oh, I just tried to rewind." It's like, "See, it's making you soft, boy. You got to get back in this."
So in our defense,
Go ahead.
we've beaten it multiple times in the past on the Super NES, SNES, I should say.
That's right.
Don't try and suck up to me by saying the system name properly now. You're still on the list.
So now though, like, you know, we've beaten it before. We're doing a replay through. We're in our late 30s, you know. We only have a limited amount of time to play this thing, so I don't feel too bad about using the rewind when we needed to.
Well, give me 5 more minutes. I will make sure you feel bad about it. So
it was more so we felt like, oh, I think there's something there. Let's try that real quick. Oh, it's not. Okay, let's just rewind and go back to where we were.
No. Don't you rationalize this now. No, I know what you're doing.
Ryan, why do you guys keep playing this game? You first, Ryan. Why is this the first game we're talking about?
Well, we both love it so much, and we both have loved it for how many decades now. So when you both like the same game, which as we have gotten older has become a little more rare. So it's just easy to go back to a game that we both know we like. We can just pick it up, play it. In a sense, you can turn your brain off and just kind of hang out. So you're hanging out while you're playing a game. So it's just one of those replayable games.
Eagle, what do you want to add to that?
I think part is just the fact that we both love platformers. And as far as doing a co-op for a platformer, Donkey Kong Country 2 is the best for it because it's so much different than any other ones. Like, yeah, we would do Super Mario World, for example, but Super Mario World is just, okay, I take a turn, he takes a turn. Whereas with this, because of the fact that each person is controlling their own Kong, you're actually taking turns within the level and you're working together more cooperatively than you are with most other platformers of the time.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's unique in that sense, right?
Now, I was going to ask the question about it doesn't apply as much since you both kind of have this as your first experience. Because I'm playing this very slowly. I play a level here and there because I had never played 2. I played 1, and then for some reason I had 3. And I like 3 as well because it's the same thing, just instead of Donkey Kong, it's whatever the other one is, whose name I'm forgetting.
Dixie, if you're not.
Off the top of my head. No, Dixie's brother.
Oh, the big lunkhead one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baby Kong, I think, maybe.
Something like that. But he's basically Donkey Kong. They bring a big person back again. So this question doesn't really apply, but I'm going to ask anyway. Donkey Kong Country 2 has an invincibility aspect that I don't think the first one has. When I got to it, I thought I don't understand why it has it all of a sudden. Did you ever think it was odd? It just kind of shows up and there's no real reason for it.
While they're thinking about the response, it's Kiddy Kong. I had to look it up.
Kiddy Kong. There we go.
I mean, it could be because it's just a harder game. I'm not sure.
Is it a harder game than the first one?
So much harder.
I think so, yeah.
Is it harder? I'll Smeagol, you can go first. Is it harder for good reasons, or is it harder because something is like weird and doesn't work the right way?
Harder for good reasons. There's more exploration. In this game, like the developers wanted you to explore more, wanted you to look for the DK coin. Like, whereas in the third one, she said you had that one. You're basically just throwing a barrel and having to hit the guy that's holding the DK coin. Well, in number 2, the DK coin is hidden everywhere. So they're encouraging exploration. They're encouraging exploration to find all the bonus barrels, which are much easier to find, I believe, in the first one. And then just more challenging platform levels that, while challenging, aren't unnecessarily punishing it in a bad development way.
That question, that question only came up because I'm playing Mega Man X4, and I've actually been upset by that game because I think the first three are very fair in their difficulty, and four has this weird arcadey aspect to it, where it's like there's no chance I could have dodged that attack, and it's just like you just want me to put another quarter.
They fall off the table after 3.
Let me tell you, that's the reason that question came up, because I'm literally playing a game where like this got weird, but I'm glad that's going. All right, let's move on. Game number 2, Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing. This is a co-op game. How do we play this one co-op, Ryan?
Well, the thing that made Diddy Kong Racing so unique was the adventure mode. And so you could do adventure mode with 2 players, which was really, really cool. It's actually the first N64 game I ever played was Diddy Kong Racing. My cousin got the system, like launch, and he had that game and he had Killer Instinct Gold. And so I had like a year to kind of play it a couple times when I was over there. So I already knew I liked it. And we would do adventure mode together, but it was when I got it like the next year that Smeagol and I would start to play it more. I don't remember if he had it as well.
Not back then, I didn't.
Not at the time, no. But I had it. So, I mean, same idea, right? If he was over, we'd throw on Diddy Kong Racing and we'd run through an adventure mode together because, I mean, there was a lot to it. You had to win every race. You had to do the silver coin challenge. And you could work together doing it, which, again, was kind of unique for a racer and for a co-op game at that time.
You know, I've never played this. I know I played it. I never played it in co-op mode because I didn't really have anyone to play with. I didn't even realize that was an option.
It's a secret
mode.
Yeah, you have to put in a code for it.
So how does Smeagol explain how co-op mode works? Because even though it's an adventure, it still races, right? So do they want you to come in like first and second every race? How does that work?
No, they just, between the two of you, someone has to come in first, and then once you get to and then with the boss races, you take turns, and then the silver coin challenge, that's the part where you really have to work together because only one person needs to get all 8 coins and finish first. So especially on the more difficult races, one of us would just whoever wasn't doing as well collecting the coins would sit at the finish line with rockets and try and shoot all the enemy AI so that the other one could finish first.
Ray, I want to give you a little spoiler. You know, we talk about the Easter eggs on the website that certainly I don't remember how many there are, and Lord knows I put them in usually without you knowing either. If you find out how to open adventure mode in co-op in Diddy Kong Racing, you'll figure out how to unlock a certain tagline on Channel 3 also.
Look at that. I've learned something tonight.
That was a Smeagol request like 2 years ago or a year or two ago. So
yep,
it's been hiding out there. When you guys you start playing Diddy Kong Racing, does it end Donkey Kong Country for a while? It's like, well, the N64 is here. You guys are kids, or did you always kind of jump back to games, or was it like we're playing Nintendo 64 now?
Well, Ryan had the N64. He didn't have a Super Nintendo. So when we were at his place, we were playing this once that came out.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you didn't have a Nintendo 64, Smeagol? You were playing the Super Nintendo?
Not initially. I think he might have had one before me, but I did eventually get it. But growing up, for whatever reason, I only owned 3 games for the N64. I owned Donkey Kong 64, GoldenEye, and Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. It wasn't until I got older that I started, you know what? I need more games for my N64, so I bought like half a dozen more.
What character are you racing as, Smeagol?
Pipsy.
How about you, Ryan?
Tip Tup was my main. Sometimes Pipsy as well, but Tip Tup was my guy.
And what's your big last takeaway or last memory for this game, Ryan? Like when you go back, you played it. You guys were kids. See, if you got it right away in '96, so you're in 5th grade ish or so. What's the throwback?
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, the adventure mode, beating it myself, beating it with Smeagol. The battle modes were really, really cool. There were only 4, 3 that
Which was
were really
unfortunate.
good. Yeah, I mean, we probably didn't even do the races that much.
No, it was the battle mode mostly.
Yeah, we were doing the battles and we were doing the adventure mode. So my takeaway is it's just like that sense of nostalgia that you get with certain games. That's what I get with DK2 and Diddy Kong Racing. Just playing those battles, adventure mode, and just like it was more fun than Mario Kart 64. I gotta say, I always liked it more.
Smeagol, how about you? What's the big memory for this one?
I mean, like Ryan said, it's the nostalgia. Like we actually both Diddy Kong Racing and Diddy's Conquest. We again played through both these games in the past couple of years. They're ones that we can keep going back to, still have just as much fun playing as we did when we were kids. They hold up so well.
Smeagol, what snack would you guys be eating while you're hanging out and playing? You guys order food? Somebody's parents make food? What are you guys having?
I don't usually eat while I'm playing video games. But I guess outside of when we're not playing video games, probably pizza.
From where?
Pizza Hut.
That's okay. That's acceptable. We can move on.
We new quest. Where do you get your pizza from?
Pizza Hut's fine.
No,
I don't
listen,
mind.
we had a whole thing today about not starting fights over things, not being negative.
Listen, you can order Pizza Hut, get the pan pizza from Pizza Hut. It's a good time.
As long as it's
Pizza
hot.
Hut restaurant. Ooh, that's a throwback. There's still one here.
I miss the all you can eat.
Yeah, no, Pizza Hut's a good time.
There was one in Ohio I knew where they still had the freestanding restaurant buffet. It's all strip mall fronts around me, so you just got to.
The dessert pizza was so good.
Yes, indeed. But hey, listen, only 4 people have that tagline, the Diddy Kong Adventure or whatever I call that tagline. It's 3 of us on this podcast and bad intel. So I figure Ray will have that locked down by then once he pulls a Google and figures out what he's got to type in there.
That's good. I wouldn't even have the slightest idea what to type either. So
there were a few cool things with passwords, secret codes that you could put in for that game too. There was a paintball mode. I'm pretty sure. No, that was GoldenEye. Sorry.
Yeah.
There was
a character unlock. Wasn't there like a character or a racer or something?
Big Head.
You had to unlock 2 characters.
You can unlock 2 characters, yeah.
By beating him in every time trial, which I finally did last year. He's by far the best racer in the game. And then you could unlock the rooster. You'd find a frog randomly with a little rooster hair, and you'd have to run over it, and you'd unlock him. It was just so random.
Well, fair enough. Well, let's move. We've gone so far. We have discussed the Super Nintendo. We've discussed the Nintendo 64, which means logically speaking, it's on to the GameCube and Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader. So on to the GameCube. Who had? Where were we traveling? Who had the GameCube? What was the setup for this one?
Well, we both had this one. We both had GameCube. We both had this game. But I'm the one who had the 3rd entry in the series, Rebel Strike, which included a co-op version of this game. So we both played it individually on our own, and we sometimes would play it together and take turns. But once I got Rebel Strike, then we were playing this one cooperatively at my place, or I would bring the game over to his place and play it there, since we'd just bring the memory card.
Yeah, it was a really, really hefty disc you'd have to travel with otherwise.
Oh, I know.
I lost it. I don't know what happened to it. Okay, so that I was curious if there was some passing back and forth happening with this, but for the 3rd one, I forgot I had seen they went back.
Yeah, I forgot too, actually, because I think we did play the regular Rogue Leader a lot, and would just take turns working on our files. Because that was a hard game.
So it's another one that had a lot hidden. It had a lot of stuff hidden in it too, and a lot of stuff to unlock.
Yeah, levels to unlock. You could unlock different vehicles.
We know Smeagol wanted to unlock playing as Vader. We all know that right now.
But I liked unlocking the Naboo Starfighter. That was my favorite vehicle.
Ooh,
that was fun.
A take that has been saved by Mandalorian, bringing out the Naboo Starfighter. So there you go.
Okay.
So this one had a lot. Mentioned you had 5 levels hidden. Ace mode too. Did you guys get as far as like ace mode? Because it got crazy to try to. You had to basically be able to perfectly run the game to get to that, right? If you even came close.
I don't think we came close to that. That game, like I said, was hard.
I can't speak for our co-op file. I should have looked up I still have the GameCube game, still have the memory card. I should have looked it up, but I want to say in my personal file, I got silver or gold in all the missions, so I had no bronze left. But
yeah, if you golded everything, that would unlock it. So you were close.
Yeah, I definitely didn't gold everything. I think I was like half gold, half silver.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. And as difficult as the game was, once they released the co-op version, they upped the difficulty significantly to me. As if it wasn't really hard enough.
Easier, you got a second person. We're gonna make it harder.
That's right. Yeah.
So you guys did play this, but prior to the 3 and the unlock of the 2-player, how was it? This is nearing the end of an era of split screen. It feels like you don't have a lot more of these games and in person. Feels like it's only a few years before we get, you're online and everything's your own screen.
Yeah, it kind of was near the end of an era, like for us too, because we would,
college time, high school, college times. Yeah.
Right. We're hitting college years and we go our separate ways and maybe just game in the summers. But it's not the same. And I can't speak for Smeagol, but at that point I was everybody has those few years where you just kind of checked out from it. Right. And that was kind of my time. Like I didn't really play a whole lot, even when I got the Wii eventually. So that it really was kind of like the last hurrah for us as like co-op gamers.
Especially too, because it's around that time I got an Xbox, started getting into that, where Ryan's always been just Nintendo. And so that's really too where our interest in gaming started to diverge a bit.
Yeah, great timing for all of the divergence of lives and Xbox, and the college years can lead to dark ages as mentioned, so it doesn't help. So was this just like, hey, Star Wars has this? Because you had Rogue Squadron on the 64 prior to this as an option too. Was this just a game where like, oh, here they've upgraded it, they've made it better, they've made it more challenging. You're living in Star Wars now, plays a little cleaner. It's kind of fun being a little bit harder. This is only one I played at my cousin's house, so I didn't have a lot of exposure to it. But I was like, oh, this is cool. This was, as much as I was someone who like kind of missed on the GameCube first pass, I was like, oh no, this is cool.
Yeah, I think so. Like even to this day, it's my favorite Rogue Squadron game still. I had the N64 one, but I think because the GameCube, it was able to just play it better, just because it has a more powerful system, right? So it was a launch game. We both got GameCube. I'm pretty sure both got it at launch. So from day one, like it was just a game we both wanted to play. We're both big Star Wars fans. So I don't remember where I was going with that now, but it was just the perfect time, I think, for us to have that game. The timing just worked out well, and we didn't go back to it as much as we did like the other first 2 games we talked about, but still had good times for sure.
All right, next you moved on. We're gonna go into honorable mentions. We're gonna jump back a couple generations here. We're gonna talk about the Stanley Cup on the Super Nintendo. We got robbed. I didn't know this was called Super Hockey in Europe. We should have had this called Super Hockey, but listen, you're in Canada. We have to go to hockey anyway. I hope no one was struck by lightning during playing this. Do we have one of those stories just like hiding up somebody's sleeve for it? No? You good?
No lightning stories for this one.
Oh, thank God.
No.
I don't think anybody...
Only on the Sega.
Yeah, don't need that again. But listen, this for me is a crazy one because this is like a dynamic hockey game as opposed to like just having the overhead view and everything. So it's unlocking a whole new world of hockey. But where'd you guys come in? Because we've gone, we talked about like, oh, you guys are saying kumbaya around the fire together, and now you want to talk about competition now as we go into the honorable mentions and hockey. What better place to start?
I mean, yeah, we're Canadian. We got to play hockey. And we had done Blades of Steel. Ryan had that one for the NES, and we played that some.
You played what?
But Blades of Steel.
I don't know. Do you know what he's talking about, Ryan?
Yeah.
No,
Never heard
Blades
of
of
it
Steel.
before.
Konami.
I've only heard of Blades of Steel. I've never heard of Blades of Steel, so I just don't know. Come on, I haven't played out the one. That's a
Blades
legendary
of
introduction.
Steel.
You can't just say Blades of Steel. I'm sorry, I can't allow you to just say Blades of Steel casually like that. Sorry, go on. You're playing Blades of Steel. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so we played that some, and as enjoyable as that one was, I just felt like Stanley Cup, I think, was the game that we definitely played more often, I think. Like you said, it was just more dynamic. You got the different viewpoint, better graphics, obviously not compared to today, but for its time, game looked great.
Yeah, it was making use of the super, like all that 3D engine type stuff you would see. They were doing that with a hockey game.
Yeah. And so it's just so much fun to play. And, both just being obsessed with hockey, still are. Obviously, this was one of the games that we went to quite a bit.
All right, who were the squads? Now, listen, this was not an NHLPA game, so you had authorized teams, but you had 66 on the Penguins. You didn't have Mario Lemieux. You had Mario Lemieux stats on 66 on the Penguins. You just didn't have a name on it besides a number. So, but who were the squads? Did you guys each have like a team you had steadily, or was it something you had to switch consistently? How did this work?
I was the Leafs.
Okay, hometown.
Always been a Leafs fan. Always will. Yep.
Well, it was his game, so I had to let him pick.
All right, player two. So what'd you do then?
So I would use different ones. Like I think I was Pittsburgh sometimes because there was.
I want to say you were Blackhawks a lot too.
Yeah, Chicago for whatever reason. I don't even know why I would pick Chicago.
They weren't good then, so that's fair. You weren't going for a try hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just pick whatever.
Yeah, when you go to the Penguins, you're going for they tank to get Lemieux and Yager and all that. And
yeah,
that scumbag team. But okay.
Yeah, it must have been Pittsburgh. I probably used them the most. Maybe LA, maybe because Gretzky was on LA.
The Gretzky era there. So that's
Yeah. Not because I didn't really even care one way or the other for the rest of those teams. Like I was a Leafs fan as well, so just kind of have fun with it and just roll with someone different each time if I really wanted to.
Did you guys feel pretty evenly matched? I mean, listen, if this came up, this couldn't be something where one of you is just consistently beating the other one down, or else it probably wouldn't be a game you continue to play together on such a frequent basis competitively.
No, we were pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, I think so.
Was this? I don't know.
Though we did have to
go on. Sorry, Spiegel. Go ahead.
We did have to institute a rule not to dump the puck because this game was a little bit broken. If you position yourself just right, I think it was in between your own blue line and the red line, and you dump the puck, it would go over the goalie's head into the net every time without fail.
I don't have that intimate a memory. This is like the NHL '94 top shelf, top corner. That's all I had to do I was in the NHL '94, and I knew that. But yeah, no dumping the puck. That's a fair ruling. Absolutely. Any other ground rules you guys had to have?
I don't think so.
I think we
would agree beforehand. Like we didn't always make the rule not to dump the puck because that was a really tough game to score in. So pretty much every game was like 1-0, maybe 2-1. So I think now and then we would say, okay, we'll play with dumping the puck. So then it's like an 8-7 game or something.
Put Mr. Magoo in net.
That was really.
The goalie would every time he done the puck, the goalie would go forward and then back up, but it was and hit the puck into the net.
Definitely some kind of glitch going.
Painful. And this I don't think this one had fighting, especially being Nintendo publishing it. I don't think there was fighting in this one. That was kind of a pre-fighting era mostly.
Yeah, just penalties, no fighting. It was no blades of steel. You didn't go in the penalty box for losing a fight.
All right, your second honorable mention of competition. On to GoldenEye, of course, back into the Nintendo 64. But yes, many beefs were created and or settled via this game. Smeagol, you were Odd Job, weren't you? You feel like there's real gonna pick Odd Job.
I didn't need to be Odd Job. I had,
and yet he still was
sometimes just for fun, but I didn't need to be.
How do we say that's for fun?
I don't know.
I like to troll him sometimes, but no, I had every map memorized. I had every spawn point memorized, and I've always been the first-person shooter guy. Ryan never has. So we didn't play this one nearly as much as some of the others. Probably partly because I could just screen watch and see where he was.
Remote mines in the bathroom where he was going to spawn and just like detonate them as soon as he spawned, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Ryan, for the listener at home, he's kind of sheepishly shaking his head throughout the entire course of this conversation. Clearly, this was not a mutually agreed upon game discussion.
Yeah, it was more a Smeagol game for sure. He had the modes that he liked to play, and it was a tough battle to get him to do anything else.
Well, it's nice to hear he's grown out of that. That has totally totally changed for him.
No, to be fair, he would mix it up a little bit to do the ones that I was somewhat capable at.
He loved the temple.
What were those modes for you, Ryan?
I only liked a couple of the maps. Like, to be fair, I only ever wanted to do like the temple. I think it was the temple and the caves, maybe. Yep. And then the weapons, I didn't care as much about those, but because I only knew like 2 or 3 maps. I just didn't play the game a whole lot. But I think what we did the most was the complex.
Yep.
With
lasers.
Yeah. And then if we did complex with lasers, like I had no chance. Plus we play very differently too. I'd want to be running out there just like wanting to run into somebody, and he'd be like camped out ready to snipe.
That does not sound like Smeagol at all. Boy, things really seeded a while ago here, huh, Smeagol? Like 30, it's been 30 years now. What were your modes, Smeagol?
Complex lasers. I loved the facility as well. I think partly too, just that one stood out for me. And trying to remember which one it was. I want to say it was the bunker, the one where you could had the helicopter pad in it. Because playing that one with remote mines was fun, especially if the person spawned in the helicopter pad, because you could throw the proximity mine at that door, and anyone who came in there they had no chance because there were no weapons on the helicopter pad.
You're done before it begins. You can't shoot the mine. It's over before it even began. What was your weapons? You were lasers? Yeah,
I like the lasers the most. Just to be able to spam them.
Who had the best shot if you guys went slappers only?
Slappers only? Oof. That would probably be my best chance.
Yeah, we're probably more evenly matched than slappers.
Such a mode existed. That's why. What do you mean slappers only? No, that's not a thing.
No, we would do that from time to time.
I forget the other ones we would use. Was it just power weapons or automatic?
I think it was a power up instead with like the machine gun. Yeah.
We would do that sometimes.
Mr.
I think we did some of the
fancy touch microphone over there, bragging about how great it is and making fun of my
I've learned something new. I've learned
There you
something
go.
new. If I mute
if
it
you mute it on
from
the computer, you
screen,
can't
I
unmute it
can't
from
use
the
it anymore.
yeah.
I just learned something right now. The third game on this competition list, it just says Mario Kart. So I'll let that's what I wrote here. Ryan, you want to explain to me what's Mario Kart? What does this mean? Where were you competing? Which Mario Kart? What's going on here? So obviously, Smeagol got to pick GoldenEye and play that a whole bunch, and now it's your turn. What's going on with Mario Kart?
You have to go all the way back to Super Mario Kart
Super Mario Kart. Okay.
on the SNES. And that was another one that he had because he had this Super Nintendo. So we did play that a lot. We would play through the cups together, Grand Prix, battle modes for sure. We enjoyed that a lot. But it wasn't just Super Mario Kart. I don't think we played Mario Kart 64 that much.
No, we were too busy with Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah. But Double Dash, I had Double Dash and we would play that. I think even into the Wii days. Do you remember playing Mario Kart Wii much?
Yeah, I had that one, so we'd play that one sometimes.
Yeah, we both had that, so that worked out. So I guess it could be just the whole franchise as a whole. Now, obviously, you may have heard that he's not the biggest fan of it anymore, but we do have a lot of years of playing
Hot
it.
take coming out on the pod. Breaking news. Breaking news.
Diddy Kong
Not
Racing
only
is
we
the
learned
GOAT.
that Smeagol prefers to snipe from a bush, but we've also learned he does not prefer Mario Kart.
Shocking, I know.
Were you two? What was the matchup? Were you guys even kind of growing up with this game, or did it be? Was this like Ryan? Did you kind of take over this one? When did that happen?
I think we were even with Super
Yeah, I would
Mario
agree.
Kart. And then as time went on, and I got more into the series, and he got less into it. Really, just kind of naturally, we diverged at that point. Probably at the Wii. Do you think that's right, Smeagol?
I think the Wii I was still competitive against you because I remember I did actually go through and beat that game.
Yeah.
Whatever the hardest difficulty was, and went through all of that. But yeah, once we got to Mario Kart 8, that's where you took it to a whole other level, and I don't stand a chance against you anymore.
Any motion controls on the Wii days? You guys play with the wheel or just with the Wiimote?
I had the wheel and I tried it, but I never really enjoyed it too much. Not a fan of the motion controls in any game, to be honest.
I used the wheel for a little while when it was still like a novelty, and then eventually I would just be like, I can't. I play better with I would actually use the classic controller. Do you remember the Wii classic controller? It pretty much looked like a Super Nintendo controller. You would plug it into the remote and use it that way. That's what I preferred to use.
I used a variation of that because I got the GoldenEye remake for the Wii, came with a gold classic controller that actually was shaped more like a traditional controller. So I felt it was more comfortable.
What can you find me? How did battle mode come into play with this game at all? Because you guys played a bunch. You guys loved battle mode. You said with Diddy Kong Racing, did battle mode happen in Mario Kart?
Oh yeah, we definitely, especially with the older ones, we did a lot of battle mode.
Yeah, Super Mario Kart for sure. Even the game Double Dash probably. But again, I don't know if you ever had that one or not.
I never had Double Dash, but I do remember there was one level in Super Mario Kart was fun because it had just like pools of water, and that was back when you had a feather. Of course, they brought that back now, but being able to jump into the pool of water, get an item block, just kind of wait for a good item, and then be able to jump out of the.
Yeah, that was the best one for sure.
Did you guys ever competing for characters, or did you always have different preferences on who to race with?
He would go for Yoshi.
Yep, always been Yoshi.
Yeah. And I think I used Toad the most.
Yep. At least for Super Nintendo, you did.
For Super Mario Kart, I was Toad. Or in a race, I would use a heavy. Once I got better at it because they were faster. But playing more casually, yeah, Toad.
And now we're all the way back to the baby characters. I can't believe it. I'm not upset. I'm just surprised.
Getting the all kinds of villains.
All right.
Cow, dolphin.
Dolphin on dolphin, jumping over a dolphin.
Dolphin, yeah.
Well, let's talk a future game. One you're looking forward to. One that we learned in the last few weeks is probably a little farther off than we might like. As the Donkey Kong Bonanza team was composed of the Mario Odyssey team. So the next 3D Mario game is the game you're looking forward to. Is that collective, or was that Smeagol forward, or both of you looking forward to it?
Oh, both of us for sure. Yeah.
Smeagol, what do you want to see? Odyssey? You want to see Odyssey 2? You want to see whatever they're going to bring us next? You want them to come back?
You're not getting Odyssey 2.
I don't think we're getting Odyssey 2.
I don't think we are either. Yeah, I'm going to ask anyway.
I do hope for something along the lines of Odyssey, where it is has a lot of that exploration. I love collectathons, the 3D collectathons. So just being able to explore, preferably stick with that rather than go back to like the 3D world type, where it's just more of a 2D game.
Yeah, like that was just base platforming. Yeah, it's running through a level.
Yeah, I want the exploration and that Odyssey brought. So however they decide to do it, I mean, Nintendo's got a good track record with Mario, so I'm not too concerned.
Ryan, what do you think? We're going to get something wholly new, or maybe a little Back to the Future?
I think we'll get something new. As much I would take anything. I mean, the 3D Mario games are shortlist my favorite games, all of them. 64, Sunshine, the Galaxies, Odyssey. I'd take anything like that. I think we'll get something new as well. I know Nintendo likes to stay fresh and innovative. But I would take a Sunshine sequel. And I know a lot of people don't care for that one, but like the Galaxy games, as great as they are,
you got away with saying Sunshine. You got away with referencing Sunshine once, and I was waiting for Ray to hit the unmute button. But the second you brought it out a second time, no.
If you add, listen, you don't have to change that much. If you just add long jumps and make me be able to win the game with the gimmick. Don't force me out of the gimmick to beat the game. That's it. And it'd be an absolutely wonderful game. Like, that's all it takes.
Smeagol, any other? You think we're going to see this? What do you think? How long before we see it, Smeagol?
It just depends on who's developing. If they have the same team that did Odyssey and Bonanza, and obviously it's going to be a while. If they've got another one of their internal teams working on it, it could be a year or two. But it's so hard to predict when it comes to Mario games, because they've been inconsistent as far as when it releases within the console's lifespan.
2027, Dan. It won't be next year.
I think we'll see it next year.
Yeah,
next year.
Next year, Super Smash Brothers. I'm
only curious because it's usually about a year after the console release at most, isn't it?
They did Donkey Kong though. They got Donkey Kong. They're gonna put Smash Brothers. Is gonna be next year.
Yeah, well, Smash Brothers next year, but that doesn't mean Smash Brothers owns the whole calendar. Like, they're putting something out every month, every other month, and at the least they're doing 2 big ones a year, right? Like, they're doing 2 bombs in a year. Like two I don't mean bombs like terrible games. I'm like they're dropping 2 seismic games in a year. We'll see.
Yeah, they could do both. They do Mario Kart and DK.
Luigi's
Mansion
Mansion
4. Metroid coming.
All right. Well, let's go to a question from the Channel 3 history books that we picked for you to discuss. We're going to keep it fairly simple. And we're going to ask you the best villain in a game. Just who is the best villain? Maybe not the best at being a villain. Maybe the best story. Maybe the best at being a villain. Maybe the one causes most suffering. Maybe the one you're like, oh, wait, maybe they got a point. I don't know. Ryan, looks like you had something light up in your eyes there. No. Smeagol, what do you think?
No.
I mean, the go-to answer is just always Vader. I'm trying to think of
That's
something
not
that's
a video
more.
game character. That's a movie character that happens to show up in video
Yeah,
games.
so I'm trying to think of something that's more exclusively video game.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. You knew you were going to rile me up with that. Thank you for that. I'm always ready to delete quests where everybody's like, I want to drive the Millennium Falcon. We ask what vehicle they want to ride in a video game. Yeah, we know you want to use a Millennium Falcon. We get that. We're talking video games. We're going by Sakurai rules. If it didn't originate in a video game, it doesn't count.
I'll go with Malik then. Darth Malik.
All right. It's going back to the. But listen, and I accept that. That is you're going purely video game. And I know there's probably expanded universe tie-ins and all that, but no.
They brought books after the fact, but it is originally a video game.
It originated there. That's fine. I accept that. Well, let me ask you while Ryan's to buy Ryan some time to think here. Why is that the best villain?
I won't get into spoilers here, but just
it's 20 years old. You're fine.
Yeah. But the fact that you're playing as Revan, who was obviously Malik's master, and then he betrayed you. So story wise, just being able to go back and encounter your old apprentice and have to take him down. It's just fitting with the fact that there's one of the best stories in gaming ever is what elevates that villain for me.
Okay. All right. Ryan, what you got?
Well, the games I play are often kind of light on storyline.
Okay.
So the villains are never that intimidating. I'll go with the Ganon from Tears of the Kingdom. Because full confession here, have not beaten the game yet.
Oh, you're
never
missing
did
out.
beat it. But I did watch my son blow through it in an unbelievable amount of time.
Okay, so you have seen the ending then. So, I was going to say, otherwise, skip that part of the podcast that we have releasing this week. Otherwise, because you're like, guys, I spoil it. It's fine. Oh no.
No, he plays through the game so fast. It's hard to not see spoilers.
Oh yeah,
but it doesn't really bother.
And final question. What is currently your favorite feature on Channel 3? Ryan Mack, what you got?
Favorite feature?
Yeah, whatever stands out to you currently. What's standing out currently on the site for you?
I don't know if this counts. The ability to create events.
Sure.
To be able to have that. Like I can just go in and make an event for the Mario Kart Club for whenever and chat with the other admins, make it happen, and boom, there it is. We can have people RSVP'd in hours. You know, if someone wants to run all 96 tracks in Mario Kart 8, we're going to do it.
You guys are out of your minds. I'll tell you that right now. You guys are absolutely out of your minds.
We'll see how many we get.
Smeagol, how about you? What stands out right now?
Squatting up together, whether it's like the Squad Up Sunday quest, the various events. 'Cause for me, Channel 3's been about the community, so the opportunities to play with people from the crew is always the highlight for me.
And on that note, we've made it to the end of another one of your three. Thank you, Ryan Mack. Thank you, Darth Smeagol, for being with us. You can find the podcast at c3.gg/podcast, dropping every Wednesday morning at 3:33 a.m. Eastern on all the major platforms, including Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Ray. Dan puts this all together. Our theme song is by Caster Garden. And for our executive producer, Joel Willis, have a good day, everybody.
Channel 3 is the future.